you for joining us here today as we celebrate an enormous accomplishment for Norwalk Public Schools. As we celebrate, we have some special guests that I want to mention. But first and foremost, I want to recognize all of our P-Tech scholars that are here and supporting us as we celebrate this great day. I made sure I shook everybody's hand today. So, how are you guys feeling? Good. Are you guys only good? Great. All right, that's a lot better. Are you as excited as I am to be here? Yes. Okay. So with us, besides our special students, we have some amazing guests here to celebrate as well. We have Senator Richard Blumenthal, Mayor Harry Wheeling, our State Senator Bob Duff, State Representative Tracy Mara and Kadeem Roberts, Council Member Greg Burnett, President, and three of our esteemed school leaders, Principal Dr. Victor Black, Dr. Damon Lewis, and Ms. Sakia Baker. And we can't do this work without the support of our Board of Education, and representing our board here today is Ms. Janine Randall. It's not every day that we get together to talk about having the opportunity to bring to our district $15 million. That will allow us not only to continue to enhance our equity and access goals that are aligned to a strategic plan, but also afford our students the opportunity to further enhance and amplify their learning experiences by, one, having access to an array of different curricula resources, but also having the opportunity to engage in internship experiences and also explore and discover different workforce ways of thinking and learning that might not be easily accessible with the resources we have now. These $15 million will not only help us transform what we're doing day in and day out in the classroom, but will also help enhance opportunities for students in Norwalk and students across the state of Connecticut, because it will allow us to then also provide access to students access to come to Norwalk and experience the great things that our P-Tech students have encountered through IBM and other partnerships that will become available as we continue to use the resources of this grant. But obviously this work could not happen without the support of all the people in this room, and also the joy and admiration that we have for our students, because they are the pillars and the thing that propel us to do this work every day. So I want to give you a big round of applause for not only making the decision to be part of this, but also being those scholars that are committed to look at excellence as the only way forward. Congratulations to all of you guys. And as we continue to celebrate this great day, I want to take a moment and introduce a very special guest, our senator, one of our senators, Senator Richard Blumenthal.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling great. You look great. Everybody looks great on this beautiful autumn morning, and I am so excited and proud to be here, because this $15 million, let me just repeat that, $15 million is not only a ton of money, it is a vote of confidence in the Norwalk school system. These grants, you know, these grants are highly competitive. To get a grant of $15 million takes a lot of doing. It takes real excellence. And so I want to thank the students who are here, all of the educators, because this $15 million is a vote of confidence in the work that you are doing here in Norwalk. It's saying to Norwalk, you're doing such a great job, we want to scale it up, we want to expand it, we want you to do more of it, we want more students to have the opportunities that you guys have. And that is a tremendous vote of confidence in this program, P-TECH, as well as in the other magnet schools that are involved here, the Kendall College and Career Academy and Ponus Ridge STEAM Academy. These schools are really at the tip of the spear of where education is going in this country, which is essentially, let's not keep students out. Let's attract students to the opportunity that will give them a real shot at the American dream. That's the principle of magnet school. Let's attract the best, let's give them the best, and let's be inclusive and make our student bodies diverse, just like America's diverse. And so the magnet school program and this Title IV of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act is really at the core of American education and where American education should be going. Now, $15 million is the biggest magnet school grant of any school system in the state of Connecticut. You're not the only ones, but you are the biggest. And you should feel especially proud about the work that you are doing, but also the models that you are providing for other students. You guys are the role models. You guys are the examples. You are leading by example. And this $15 million in federal funding doesn't come easily, takes a fight. I'm part of the delegation that has undertaken that fight. The grants are competitive, but at the end of the day, no matter how hard we fight, if we don't have a good product, we ain't gonna win. I'm sorry for the grammar. I know I shouldn't say ain't in a school. My mother would throw me out. But the colloquial says it, that if you were not doing a really good job, we wouldn't have as good a product to sell. And the $15 million is going to open access for countless other students to the kind of great program that you've been enjoying. It will be inclusive, it will be diverse, it will be excellent. And so that standard of excellence, the gold standard for the state of Connecticut, is one that you need to elevate even further. And I'm very proud to be with some great educators, some great public officials, and really want to thank you all for making me proud, very proud, to represent you in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
I would like to now welcome our mayor, Mayor Harry Wheeling.
Well, thank you, Dr. Estrella. I really appreciate the invitation to be here. This is an exciting time. A few years ago, Secretary Cordona came to Norwalk. We went to Ponus Ridge School. Obviously, he saw something he liked. Norwalk Public Schools have been achieving greater things, accomplishing things, being recognized across the state more than any other time that I can remember. And it's because of people working together. We have our federal delegation, our state delegation, our local delegation, our principals, and I want to mention the teachers. The teachers are remarkable in the city of Norwalk, and we truly appreciate that they have chosen to educate our young people. Because when you educate our young people, you impart in them your knowledge, your experience, your love. Those young people go out into the world, and wherever they land, they work hard, they represent Norwalk, and they are going to make that place better than they found it. And that's because teachers, principals, guidance counselors, and everybody within the school system works very hard to achieve that. So I'm really proud of the Norwalk Public School System. Thank you, Dr. Estrella, for all that you do. And, this is a wonderful, wonderful event. $15 million, going to go a long way to help even enhance the educational experience here in Norwalk. So again, thank you, and let's move on.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to welcome Senator Bob Duff to share a few words.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Senator. Good to see you. Good morning, students. How are you? Good, good. It's Friday, right? It's all good. Good to see all of you today. We're actually 2 for 2 for the Norwalk Public Schools right now. Yesterday, we had the Cranberry School opening, ribbon cutting for the new Cranberry School. Anybody go to Cranberry School here? Representative Roberts did, one other. Okay, well, we got a brand new school now, and it's really great. So that was yesterday's celebration. Today's celebration is a $15 million grant from the United States government to the Norwalk Public Schools, and that is very, very exciting. I just want to talk just a little bit about why that is really so important. I want to first thank our superintendent and our Board of Education for their work in establishing this grant. Their work in obtaining this grant, because, as Senator Blumenthal said and others have said, actually bringing this back to Norwalk is not easy because there's a lot of competition. But I also, wanted to just give a shout out to our U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal and our other Senator Chris Murphy, our Congressman Jim Himes, because as a legislator I can tell you that when you put these things in a budget and you vote on it, most people have no idea what's in all these big documents because there's so much in there. And there's so much opportunity in there, especially over the last few years. And when Senator Blumenthal and our superintendent and mayor and others get to announce these kinds of grants, this is actually when you see it become tangible, when you get to see how it actually works here on the ground in our communities. And so it goes all the way from Washington down here to Norwalk, Connecticut, and it's a lot of work in between one place and the other. But this will make a huge difference for people in the city of Norwalk and for students, especially at Kendall School, elementary school at Ponus Ridge, STEAM Academy, and here at Norwalk High School, P-Tech. The third great part is that next year we're going to be groundbreaking for a new Norwalk High School. And that's going to be really important for the city of Norwalk. And unfortunately, probably most of you will not be here when we get to cut that ribbon too. But just know that it'll be very exciting, and it'll mean a lot for the enhancement of P-Tech. And we're going to see 100 new students from across the area who are going to be here at Norwalk and P-Tech. And that was part of the deal for the 80% reimbursement from the state. So Senator Blumenthal, when this $15 million not only will impact our great students here from Norwalk, but they're going to impact 100 other students from other communities as well. And that's what's great, that this money, this federal money, is going to mean so much and impact so many people in Norwalk and a few who are outside who are going to see the positive impacts of this funding. And again, it's really, really important that we thank our federal delegation, our president and others who helped put this all together, our local superintendents, board of ed, our council folks, our mayor, who worked so hard on this to obtain this funding and put it in place and really see the tangible benefits. And all of you, our students, who at the end of the day, when we see better results and better opportunities for all of you and good jobs, and then you all come back as alumni of P-Tech and we see all the great things you've accomplished, that's what we want. We just want to see your success. So fighting for this funding is about you and seeing your success and seeing how well you all are going to do in the future. So keep up the good work, because it's easy to fight for you when you're doing such a good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Duff. Now I'd like to welcome our Common Council President, Greg Burnett.
Good morning. This grant is transformative. It is just unbelievable. I think back in 1983, some of you weren't around, I started my career at IBM. And little did I know that 35 years later, after having the opportunity to travel the world, work with some of the most intelligent minds in the world, to create some of the most innovative products to the marketplace in the world, that I would have the opportunity to stand in front of you and say, you also have that opportunity. This grant will plant the seed for you to learn, expand your technical knowledge, hopefully go on to work at IBM, because I still have stock there, so you gotta keep it growing. But if you work with any technology company, it's an opportunity to make a difference in this world. So I'm elated that you have the opportunity right here in Norwalk to change the world. So I challenge you to embrace the opportunity, make a difference, work hard, and the benefits will be yours for the rest of your life. And again, little did I know I would be with IBM for 35 years, but it has truly made a difference in my life, and I hope it'll make a difference in your life. So congratulations, thank you for your efforts in bringing this transformative dollars to Norwalk, and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Burnett. I'd like to now welcome our board member, Janine Randolph.
Morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you today? Great, excellent. I'm glad to hear it. So excited to be here today. Very proud and excited to be part of this. I'm so thankful to our federal and state legislators for working on this and bringing this to us. When I first got this email across my desk, across my computer, I had to read it 2-3 times. It said $15 million, $15 million. As Mr. Burnett said, it is transformative. I cannot believe what we can do with this money and what we're going to do with this money here in the Norwalk schools. I'm really appreciative for PTEC, for Kendall, for PONUS, that they'll be part of this program, part of these funds that are coming across. I want to thank Dr. Black and his team for working so hard to get this grant. As anyone who's ever applied for a grant knows, that it is not easy work. It is a lot of input, a lot of hours, a lot of determination, and just the want to get what you're looking for. And the team has really gone after that. So I really appreciate that, Dr. Black. I just want to say that I'm really happy for all of you. You guys do this and you motivate us, and you're the reason why we keep working on these things and keep trying to bring money and funds. And I'm so proud of all of you. Your great faces when I walked in the door today was overwhelming. I really appreciate it. And we appreciate everything that you're here, hard work, doing your hard work, and hopefully some of you staying or coming back to Norwalk and coming back, helping us here at school, helping us here in the businesses. So we really appreciate you and for being here and for all that you do. So keep up the good work, please. All right? So thank you to you. And again, just a general thank you again to our legislators for making this possible and really looking out for Norwalk, really seeing what we're doing here and how we've made developments in the district. I'm very proud to work alongside Dr. Estrella and her team and what they've done here and how things keep improving. So I'm looking forward to us keep moving in this positive direction, and thank you very much for today.
So before I invite the principals forward, I always say it takes a village to do this great work. And this was not possible, wouldn't have been possible without the vision of Dr. Black. He called me one day. You know, I'm the optimist, and I'm going to keep saying it, Dr. Black. He called me one day, a few days before the grant was due, and he said, Alex, I have this idea, and I want to see if you will go with it. I was like, tell me about it. And he's telling me about this grant. I'm like, let's do it. He's like, you know, we only have, I can't remember exactly how many days we had, but it was say that again? Like 14 days. And I was like, do you know how big this grant is? I'm like, but we're going to make it happen. And I was like, Sandra, we have a $15 million grant we're going for. I'm like, I talked to Sandra, I talked to Lunda, and they looked at me crazy. I was like, we're doing this. But, you know, I'm the optimist. And then Dr. Black was like, you know, we don't know. I said, Dr. Black, stop being the pessimist. I'm going to be the optimist. And the grant team knows this. The finance team knows this. That every time we're looking for money, I'm always the one that says, we got this. And I was very excited as we were going and venturing through this process, as difficult as it was, and the countless hours that the team spent was miraculous, given the fact that they had all the other stuff they had to do. But they made it happen. And I want to thank Dr. Black for his vision alongside Beth Farani. I don't want to mess up your name. Farani. And their vision of putting this forward, running a school, and in 14 days putting forward a grant that if he brought the binder over here would show you something this big. And he made it happen. So Dr. Black, I commend you, your team. I commend the finance and grants team for making this possible. And with that, I would like to call forward Dr. Black and Beth Farad. I'm going to keep screwing up. Dr. Damon Lewis, who's also an active member of this grant, and Zakia Baker. Dr. Black.
Peter, good morning. Good morning. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Purely because the kids are here, I will say this. Sometimes you have this situation which we talked to you about called failing forward. This is not the first time I've tried for this grant. And in some ways, I have to say your heart hurts when you work hard at something and you don't get it. I've only tried twice. Your assistant principal has been in this process for 4 times. We are fortunate to have been administrators under an MSAP grant, so we do understand the accountability and the big lift with a grant like this. But today we're very thankful. We're very thankful because the effort pays off, and I hope that's an example to you guys. No matter how hard it is, perseverance is absolutely paramount. And I thank you all for being here, for supporting us, and I'm going to ask Mrs. Fenari to share a few words with the team.
I'm so excited. I had to write mine down because I was afraid I'd forget something. Good morning, Superintendent Estrella, Mayor Willings, Senator Blumenthal, Senator Duff, Norwalk Board of Education, Cabinet members, City Council, colleagues, faculty, and students. I stand before you, still in disbelief that we are collectively able to celebrate this monumental accomplishment for Norwalk Public School students. Having worked under and implementing the MSAP grant, I saw firsthand the life-changing effects this award could have on students, staff, and the community at large. It then became a mission of mine to afford more children with the same opportunities the MSAP grant offered. A former mentor and friend, a visionary leader, knowledgeable of grant writing, John Curtis, took the time to impart to me the skills necessary to be an accomplished grant writer. It's because of him and his investment in me that I'm able to stand before you today. This grant, an enormous task to simply enter into with nothing but a hope and a prayer to win, could not have been accomplished without the help and support of a team of believers. We are thankful to Secretary Cardona, Jillian Boyer, the Office of Civil Rights in the U.S. Department of Education, for accepting, awarding, and placing faith in our vision to better the lives of our students. Mayor Willings, Board Chair Diana Caprio, board members, thank you for your letters of support to support our proposal right at the initiation. Assistant Superintendent Sandra Falleos, Thank you for taking our late night calls and responding to our many frantic requests with calm and expediency, allowing us to submit a comprehensive packet to the Department of Education. David Kiekler and Elaine Rosales, they helped us realize that we did in fact have a good research project aligned to the MSAP initiatives and continue to offer insights, critiques, and accolades throughout our narrative process. To my family who didn't have their mom home many nights and weekends and supported my mission to achieve my personal goals for my other family, and to all of our partners written into the grant who appreciated the vision and chose to become a part of the mission, and our P-TECH family who rallied for us, shared in our pitfalls, and generally celebrated the success. Superintendent Estrella, last spring we did place a call to you to request your support, allowing us the opportunity to enter into this competition. From that moment forward, you were our greatest champion. We are grateful for your belief and your continuous positivity, even when at times we did lose hope. It was because of the system that you have created and your belief in education that made compiling the proposal a bit easier. For your unwavering commitment to ensure that all children are deserving high-quality education. For your investment in educators understanding that the input in them will be realized in that of our students. For your commitment to our families and the understanding that it takes a village. For your belief that equity be practiced and diversity be celebrated. And for your continuous message that failure is not an option for any of our students, or even worse, mediocrity. These core principles of Norwalk Public Schools, under your leadership, align to those of the Magnet School Assistance Program. You set the stage for excellence in Norwalk, a stage that enabled us to enter into the competition with honesty, integrity, and a shared belief. We have you to thank for your vision and innate belief in what is just and right and owed to our youth. I am proud to work under your leadership, and I am so honored to be able to celebrate this accomplishment with and for you. While the writing was hard, waiting for the call was harder, but the hardest part has yet to come. Having experience with implementing the MSAP grant, I can wholeheartedly say that the most challenging yet exciting part stands in front of us. For having learned that nothing worth achieving comes easy, I know that the work that lies ahead of our MSAP schools pales in comparison to the benefits that will materialize in our students and staff. This great opportunity will change the lives of teachers, students, families, and community members alike. Together, we will be afforded opportunities that could not have been realized without the funding from the U.S. Department of Education. With effort, fidelity of implementation, and commitment, the Norwalk MSAP schools will become schools of excellence, whose graduates will embody the Norwalk vision and mission. Graduates who are college and career ready, skilled to be competitive in the workforce, and kind and just whole human beings who will give back to the world tenfold. Finally, I would be remiss if I didn't thank my co-author, co-ideator, co-primary investigator, and longtime friend, Dr. Victor Black, who shares in the commitment to service the youth with whatever it takes, allowing us to present to the Department of Education a compelling award-winning proposal. Your perseverance in the face of failure and belief in us to accomplish this and any other goal for our students at all costs is unrelenting. I am grateful to you, your sacrifices made, your commitment to the mission, your desire as a leader to lift leaders, and your passion to achieve greatness. Dr. Black, we nailed it.
So thank you all again. Most of all, kids, we look forward to you continuing to inspire us and then come back here as teachers one day and do the same work, right? Thank you all.
And with that, we close this wonderful celebration. And before we do that, I want to take a moment to thank the U.S. Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, who has been an advocate for Norwalk Public Schools throughout his time in office, as well as all the legislative officials that are here, always fighting for our children and making sure they have what they need to succeed. Have a wonderful Friday. There's no better Friday than today.